love the chase and the hunt, and I set the pace when I'm running. I always take what I want and I always give it 100. Don't need a bank, no I'm funded. Play the game like it's nothing. I'm always thankful for something. Don't take for granted, stay humble. Now wake up! It's time to look at the enemy. Look in the mirror if he is no friend to me. It's not working out, maybe it's the chemistry. It's time to break up so I can make a better me. Better believe in your mind, cause it's everything. You can mold, shape, find almost anything. All it takes is some time and some clarity to find your identity. It's mind over everything. And when I feel like this, I'm immortal. 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 Don't be scared. Just give it up. Don't be scared. I'm so gone, no I'm never turning back. I won't stop, I'ma fight until there's nothing left. It's so on, you're gonna be hurting bad, cause I've been to hell and back. You don't wanna make me mad, I stay strong, you will never see me crack. And if you get in my way, you're gonna feel the wrath. Gotta say it to my face while he's looking back. Mirror breaks after math, when I hate I attack. And when I feel like this, I'm immortal. 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 Don't be scared. Just give it up. Don't be scared.
For those of you out there that have been hitting that like button, I just want to say thank you very much.
Hello, everybody. Well, this is a daytime stream, kind of unusual for me. I don't do those too often. Coming in to talk about the state of the crypto market. Is we're on Friday, and they are dumping the crap out of us today. And we're going into the weekend, low liquidity weekend. They've been doing this the last couple of weeks, either running us up on a Friday, getting us excited, or running us down. If I'm not mistaken, they did this play last week. And then, of course, Sunday, Monday, things started turning around again a little bit, if I remember correctly. Up and down, tipsy-topsy weekends, we're starting to get there. And they're in my opinion, they're trying to flush out retail. This is something that happens before the market starts taking off, and it gets freaking scary and it can get confusing. And you're seeing these altcoins come back again and threaten to go back, to the prices that we saw during recent dumps, and it's just not very fun, right? In the last few days, we've been looking at these altcoins, and we're dropping in some categories 8% a day, 5% a day, and that adds up day after day. Just like when we're going in the right direction, those gains of 5 and 10% a day, they start adding up day after day, right? And it's a tricky balance, a tricky dance of taking profit and stacking up coins to buy when the dips come again like this, or when pullbacks come like this. And there's a lot of variables that go in for a lot of you guys. This has not been an easy market to trade. It's been kind of brutal, and especially when it comes to altcoins, man. Especially when it comes to altcoins. So here we are with altcoins, and yeah. Yeah, we broke this red line for total 3 right here, and that's concerning. Okay, that's always concerning. That's a pretty good line right there. So what does that mean? In my personal opinion, I think we're doing a correction. And I do think that we can come down and test this white line. I've been saying this for a while. Just, when we're up here around the yellow line, we're like, oh, that's probably not going to happen. Oh, I can't ever see that happening again. We're probably good. We are probably good. We're just going to, a higher low, then we go up. We're good, right? Yeah. Now, it might happen, but no, probably not. And then it doesn't sink in until, it happens. And you're like, oh, gosh, maybe I should have done more things over here. And that's part of the dance that we go through as traders and investors in this scene, and that's what makes it a little difficult. And not only that, but then you got opinions of others, because you want opinions of others, because we don't know what's happening. Nobody knows exactly what's happened, so we lean on to other people on YouTube, people on Twitter, other people with other ideas, and we say, oh, okay, I see it. Okay, well, hey, that's a good point. I didn't notice that. Or that's a little crazy. That's a little too much. I don't know if I believe that. And we formulate our own ideas. Hopefully you're formulating your own ideas, not just following somebody else blindly. That's not the way to do it. I'm just telling you. It won't work out good for you or them either, and psychologically or financially in most cases. So we try to figure this stuff out, and it does seem like we're coming down just a wee little more. Maybe we can look at some things. And then Bitcoin, we fell out of this channel, kind of redrew. Is this? Oh, I thought I was redrawing. Oh, I did. Okay, I did a different version over here. Okay. So basically Bitcoin, let me zoom out. This is what I got for Bitcoin. We were in this channel, and I've connected the dots. We had this nice little, W pattern down here, but it was out of scope with what we had going on trend line wise. I mean, we started, but then, you lose it after a while, right? We start out like this and measuring trend lines, and then it breaks, and we get other ideas and other things, other trend lines. They start maturing there. And one thing I haven't done is just do a little check. Your angles are kind of interesting. That doesn't help me out any. I'm looking for any signs, any little trick that I got up my sleeve that can tell me what might be happening here with Bitcoin. And I've got the 2-hour chart here, and I gotta say, this one does not look horrible to me. I mean, our moving averages are good. We're 360 moving average is coming down here to this red line. Now, this red line is important for Bitcoin. With this great move that we had to the upside, we pull our Fibonacci, from swing low to swing high. This guy is our 236 moving average. And below is this green line. That's our 382. Now below here we get into the standard areas that people look for. Well, 618, very popular, and it does work. And I mean, at certain points of the market, it's almost routine that's where you expect price to come to, so 618. You can even get by with it, with some of these smaller pulls and things. And so, we're approaching the 618. Oh, we're approaching the, okay. But for your bigger pulls, here's what we're looking for. Now, if we are truly in the bull market phase where we're getting ready to make, the prices are getting ready to go to face melting territory, they're just playing with us and trying to freak us out. If that's what's going on, if that's truly what's going on, if this is like, if this is not sell and may walk away, here you got these two arguments going on. You got the sell and may walk away people, which so far you got to say, are they going to be right again? Because they're right a lot. They leave in May, come back again in October when things start firing back up, because in between kind of sucks. Think of last year. If you wrote this out last year, it totally sucked. There were good days, but more bad days than good days, and it sucked. And a lot of us, I don't think, have fully recovered from the highs that we saw a year ago. I know I haven't. I'm not seeing those numbers again yet. And it's because of altcoins, not Bitcoin. Bitcoin's been doing just fine, right? I mean, oh my gosh, she's down to 104,000. Oh gosh, remember being 78 just a few weeks ago? Yeah. So this is a blessing to be here. It's a blessing when she comes down. So we'll take a look at these ideas, but it's altcoins this weekend that I think we really need to focus on. Because is this the last, or one of is this the last time they're going to run us down, or is this the beginning of all season? Because it don't feel like all season, does it? I don't feel like all coding season to me. I'm sitting here watching my portfolio going down another 10% there today. All right, so here we are. So what I did, I took this angle, and this dotted line is that angle. I mean, this is the way that last ditch effort that I have to kind of expand the channel in relation to angles that it might actually be where we might catch a bounce. And we're flirting with breaking that. We've already wicked out of it. We come down to a smaller time. Are we back in it yet? We're not even back in it. So any way that I look at this, man, we have broken channels. Okay. Now, if we take a measure move from this channel, and these don't always work out perfectly. Okay. But it gives you a general idea about where we could be going. If we put that to where we finally lost it and wherever we're doing, it does suggest that we come down here to this area about 99,005. The point I'm trying to make here, I did get off a little bit. Why this area right here, I'm looking at this 236 area, this $103,200 area. Because if we are at that point in the market where we're getting ready to take off, this would be a good place for them to bounce from. So we want to pay attention to what's going on here, but we don't want to just look at it like, oh yeah, that's going to be it. Let's go hard. Woo! Because what normally happens that could be happening, and we still blast up to the upside, is this target down here. About 98,000. Now it is rare for this area to catch. I mean, you'll see something you can catch here and do something, but usually you end up losing it and coming down to the 382 before finally deciding to finally make a move. So those are the situations, and that, honestly, I mean, when I'm charting any other thing, I'm kind of looking for this. And when we take our Fibonacci theory into practice, I mean, normally, and just like your average market and everything, we're looking for these areas to get tested. Sometimes even these. All right. Now coming back down to this area is 88,000. That doesn't really go in line with our 4-year cycle theory about where we should be at this market at the very last leg of the bull cycle time wise. We've got approximately about 6 or 7 months to become millionaires. And I don't know about you, but I'm sitting here looking at my portfolio, comparing it to where it was a year ago, and I'm like, ooh, that is going to take a lot of work for you to get those numbers. It looked like you could do it real easy like a year ago. It was like, oh, it's just a hop, skip, and the jump. I can see this happening. But now I'm kind of like, well, that's a pretty big jump right there. A lot can happen between now and then. And it needs to, because altcoins have betrayed us. They have forsaken us. So these are some normal ideas I would expect out of Bitcoin price action, just looking at this on anything. We just happen to zoom up and take it into account here. So my point is, if that does happen, if we do not get a bounce here for Bitcoin, what the hell is going to happen to altcoins if we start dropping back down to $100,000 Bitcoin or $95,000 Bitcoin, or worse, what if we come back to 88? What the hell happens to altcoins? Because I think you got a taste of it today. I mean, Bitcoin runs up to all-time highs, altcoins start feeling good, and they start going up a little bit, and then we start losing it, and then they give up everything again. This is Total 3. This represents all of our altcoins, and we've been watching this one, and this is one part of the puzzle to kind of navigate altcoins. At least we're not going through this again. But I mean, look, this was This was December. All this. Bitcoin got all-time new highs. And from December's altcoins could only come up just a little over halfway. Just a little over halfway. And now starting to give it back. That's some bull crap. I don't care what you say. That's some bull crap. I'm kind of ticked off about it. And all I got's this fuzzy little woolly booger head and shoulder, that we might be coming back and testing. And I don't like us dropping this trend line. What I'm hoping that we will see this weekend, what I'm hoping is this is a just a last ditch fake out, scare out. Okay. And I've got an argument to make for it, but it can be weak. It's a little weak at the moment, but it still could be true. Pardon me, moment. Kelly says, sell in May. I mean, that's obviously we're seeing people are doing that. That's part of what they're doing. The question is, are they going to be right about it? If we look at the bigger time frames on Bitcoin and the weekly MACD, which, I've learned not to fade it because it comes true after time. I mean, we're in our third week of bullishness for Bitcoin and just not showing signs that it's weak. So either this is the last, one of the last few little fake outs, and there will still be many. They're just really good at it. And we'll get a surprise pump sometime. Or we're starting to go into the dreaded summer, and here we are at the end of May. So who's right? It almost makes me think, oh man, if we get one more pump, maybe I'll just split everything and do my little 50-50 indecision thing that way. But to sell it on the down and do the 50-50 thing, that would be kind of stupid, in my opinion. That would be kind of desperate. Probably not the smartest move to make after we lose areas and then decide to do something. It's hard, but I mean, when we get up here to these high areas, that's when we need to be getting paid. And I make it a point to be taking profits, but I always find myself that when we lose areas, I'm always looking back every freaking time and saying, why didn't I take more profit? Why didn't I? Because, in spot margin, we measure this by risk. We got a little risk meter that kind of helps us gauge our risk. And when we're up here, everything looks, good. All right, we're good. But when we start losing, though, that risk factor starts getting a little janky. We're like, oh, man. I really should have paid myself more up there, kind of to offset that a little bit. So I find myself also struggling with some of these things and having way too many coins to effectively manage. That's another downside. I've mentioned that this whole cycle, that's one of my weaknesses and one of the things that's been holding me back, and man has it. And I recommend that you don't get into way too many freaking coins. I mean, you might have a little degen wallet where you can go crazy, but overall, I mean, for your whole account, spreading them too thin is a detriment, I think. At least at these parts of the market, to have them that way. Maybe that last month everything pops off, but then again, you got to go keep up with it all. It keeps you busy. The more coins that you have to manage and everything, it keeps you busy. All right, so here's my take on Total 3 here. We're on the daily. We got a 50 moving average that we came down and tested, and it looks like we bounced off of it. Okay, looks like we bounced off of it, respected. I'm nervous about this cloud, but we're not in it. If we were in it, I would be very nervous that, oh man, we're coming down. But we haven't started touching it yet. What we got on here for Total 3, representing our altcoins, if she breaks back, if she can close a candle above this trend line, I'm happy. I'm concerned that we wicked through there, but hey, okay, we hadn't come touch the 50. That's fine. We got a chance to come back up here and get above the 200. Okay? What we won't want to do is come back up here, get rejected again, then we can start coming back down to, where are you 100? Why is the 100 moving average not on? Oh, here it is, right down here. Coming back down for one more test. That would suck. That's a possibility that we could see, is to come back up here. We can't get past it again, then we come back down here again. So there could be lots of fun games this weekend. I mean, it could be. I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do. But I am here to tell you that it's, for what we got going on over here, I mean, it's common there's about a 65% chance for the inverted head and shoulder pattern to come back and retest the breakout area or neckline. And technically, on the daily, if I tighten up my neckline to candle bodies, I mean, my goodness, we could drop. So what I'm gonna do is take a Fibonacci. But I mean, we are currently in altcoins. We got to be aware of this. We are currently in a downtrend, lower highs and lower lows, and that could mean another lower high. If that happens, that is a chance to de-risk a little on altcoins if you feel the need to do so before we take another low down. We might be doing something like that. I'm going to ask Elliot's opinion over here. We're on a ABC correction, and he thinks the C wave was down here from something bigger. That's cool. You got no ideas over here, Elliot? Okay, Elliot is kind of useless right now. Thank you, Elliot, for your opinion. So on the bigger picture, when we zoom out, we can see that it's not all totally bearish just yet. Now, our moving averages have not crossed bearishly over the 200 yet. That would make it bearish. So there's still a glimmer of hope that we can get our altcoins pushed back up here and recover over this weekend. And this was all just a nasty little fake out to upset you and make you think, oh my God, make you sell the bottoms. And it could be. That's what we got to be careful of right now. The concerning thing is, well, what if it is the first signs of an early rollover? Because it also looks and feels just like this when it's going on. So on the daily, 9 crossed negatively over the 21. That's recoverable, but that's worth noting that that ain't great. If we start seeing these moving averages cross over that yellow line, the 200 moving average, that's going to reinforce this negative momentum to the downside, and that means that we might lose the 50. We might have to come down and talk to the 100. Might come down a little bit lower, talk to some other guys that are down here, and that would sucky suck. To lose levels like that. We came all the way up here. We made just a little higher high. Now, I don't like that. I don't like that. I like to make a substantial higher high. In my personal opinion, where we should be going to is these two targets. 1.03 trillion. We talked about that. Now that's a 786 fib from a bigger pool. It's a 127 from this pool. It is a valid target. Does no guarantees we get there, but it's on the cookbooks, baby. It's there. The in between one would be this little guy right here at 99.1. If we were there right now, or could be there by middle of next week, we would all be smiling. Because the altcoins would be performing, making higher highs. But right now, this weekend, as we go into it, we're going through a little bit of a shakeout. Now, I'm going to do my little trick over here on the daily with me moving averages, or me trend lines, get me angles. And I'm going to pull this guy back to this little, it's not white, but light blue, this green candle. Pulling it back to that wick. There's one more wick right under it, and I'm getting ready to go there. But right now, we bounced off the bottom of that one. Maybe that's the channel that we're in. But I'm going to pull it all the way back over here. I'm going to put it back where it was. So this is not an official line. This is just an extension of the angle, which could be, that could be where we come. It could be coming down to imbalance. That's what the idea is. No guarantee that that's going to hold, but if we are in a channel and respecting a channel, and it is my firm belief that price does follow a channel and that we got one, as janky as it might seem, it's there. She's being respected. You can't deny she's being respected along those wicks around the bodies, around these bodies, and that's just kind of how the angle idea theory works. So, pardon me, just one moment. Someone is knocking on me door. All right, and we are back. 10 people with me. Glad to have you here. Let me give you guys a shout out real quick. Say hello to everybody hanging out here with me. Did I get the right one? Let me pop out this chat here. So Friday, scary bloody Friday for altcoins and Bitcoin, trying to figure out what the hell's going on. We went down to 103 something on Bitcoin. Are we going to go further? 102.5 is a common, it is an area that we could visit. There's also lower areas that we could go. And I think we're starting to feel a little bit of the fear and nervousness, or some people are. Some people say, I just love this. I just got all kinds of money to throw at this market. Let's just buy everything. If you're in that situation, hey man, congratulations. Glittery Marshmallow, Caliphant, we are going down. We are at the moment, yeah. And it's a scary. It's one of those. We're on that roller coaster ride is going down. And you get the stomach thing. Oh, and we should be going woo, but we're not. Only the shorters. The people in the shorts are going woo. It has been a choppy, frustrating market. Shorts, I mean, they've been doing okay. I mean, if you've been short, but it's been slow and kind of, okay. Oh, yeah. I took profit there. You know, it's kind of crazy. Hello, will we go? DP ask. We playing limbo? My back hurts. I know. Sir J. James, Road Dog. My man will help save my margin with your XRPTA. Pretty please. Is XRP doing a thing there? Let me write it down here. Buddy Marshmallow says, I just don't want to break a hip. I feel ya. Kelly says, XRP looks like it's got on a lot of support right now. Litecoin is so bearish. Hey, there's Jeffrey Stone Cipher. How's it going? Bobby S says, "What's up? What's up, peeps? I'm hearing more and more content about the limited Bitcoin and price pressure exploding to the moon. I don't see. I'm really shocked that we haven't experienced it more, because I mean, look how much that they're buying. ETFs, the institutional buys. I mean, think about last cycle. It was just Michael Saylor and Elon Musk making the Bitcoin buys, and that's all it took to get us up from, you know, the depths of hell, about 20,000 to 60, 65. And here we got everybody, all these big companies, countries, states, everything going after Bitcoin at these prices, and then we're like, we're going back to 38,000, 50,000. I don't see that. I don't see how that can happen. But yet you would expect that maybe we would be showing a little bit more bullishness right now. But this, I think, is really where we're seeing the manipulation in the market by the market makers, the whales, the composite man, if you will. There is something they're trading against us, however you want to define it. Now, personally, I kind of think it's more the market makers and the big monies, and of course those tied into the banker type people, not your tellers down at the bank or your little bank president down there. I mean, that's not that kind of banker. I mean, the more centralized global kind that have the real money, the ones that can make their own money. We are at the behest of those guys, in my personal opinion. Give me some $88,000 Bitcoin and a V-shaped recovery. That would be awesome. That risk factor is so true when things go down, says Kelly. And so total 3 continuing. I'm on the 4 hour. Now the 4 hour is a pretty good chart to go with, but here's my concern here. I mean, we got our 800 that we're testing. She's trying to hold. I'm doubting it. Since we got a 360 down here and a 666 moving average, I know they're crazy numbers, but let's consider a smaller moving average and a bigger one, but they're still bigger than our 200, right? They kind of tell us what the bigger flow is doing, and it's trying to cross. It's a slow process, man. It's a slow, but what it kind of tells me is that that's probably where we're coming down to. Okay, we're probably about to lose $30 billion, and it's probably going to happen this weekend on most of these altcoins. And if your risk factor is kind of high, like mine is on some, I'm like, gosh, man, I was really trying to keep that from happening. Some of you may not understand what I'm talking about, but we talked about it earlier, but spot margins, it's a little different way that you can gauge how risky your point is, or, you know, how much in control your bags are of the profits and everything, how you're managing it. And then it puts me on guard for this weekend because of that. And I have to kind of make sure I'm not about to get my ass handed to me, because that's no fun. And I've been chilling, man. I haven't been chasing. I've just been kind of taking some profits and trying to manage these things. And it's always the same thing, though. When we get the big pullbacks, I'm like, I always wish I did more. I always wish I did more. Just like when we go up there, I'm always like, I wish I'd bought more down here. And the only way that you can fix that situation, if that's what you're going through, I've done it. You can get on the right side of it. But when you're up here, and you think you're taking profits, right? And maybe you are. We're going to have to crank it up on the profit taking, so that we got more dry powder. I mean, it is that simple. But that's what the problem is. We're up here and like, oh, it's good, it's good. I want to go with the goodness. It's got to hold on to that goodness. Look, no money. They're doing good, and we're just, you know, this is how I'm interpreting for me. And because this gets old. It gets old. But when you got the dry powder available, well, you're all happy-go-lucky, and the world is your oyster. You can deploy it as you wish, right? All right, so a good chance to be coming down here over the weekend. It looks like they might want to continue this scariness here. I'm not seeing an area just to quite hold. Here's the 1 hour. Now we got them flip bullish, the bigger time frames, or the bigger moving average. They're actually kind of bullish on here, suggesting we can, you know, we can move back. What do we got fib wise here? Oh, we're at a 618. All right, so maybe what I'm hoping on this time frame, maybe we catch a bounce here, we come back up, and then we start coming back down to these areas over the weekend. It's not, it shouldn't be all straight down, or else we're going to say everybody's trying manipulation. They got to make it look a little, you know, a little promising, enticing people in and throw them back out. Could be what we're looking at. Could be what we're looking at. Keep in mind trend lines, whatever we got there. That would make it shallow. Let's take a look at Bitcoin and see how she might be recovering. We're on the 1 hour for Bitcoin right here. See, we got Lucy in the line here. That's the 666 moving average. We seem to be catching on. 200's up here. These are in good order here. Yeah, 800, 600, 360, 200. Those are in good order. The other ones kind of suck. We take those off and we know we rolled over. We'll take this off. Oh my gosh, you rolled over here. It's all over. Yeah, it's not good. Tis not the greatest. Was nobody talking about their flags to the upside today? Those get forgotten after things go down, right? Different story, right? All those flag calls to the upside, boldly calling, oh, we could be here by Tuesday or whatever. That stuff changes, right? That's the YouTube trap. I'm just saying. Your TA shouldn't just randomly keep changing all the time every day. I mean, really, you should be able to zoom out and get a feeling for what's going on. That's why we zoom out, to get an idea. I don't know. It all goes into everybody's different style and interpretation of the market, I guess. But this is a Bitcoin on the. What are we doing here? I'm looking at trend lines. Bigger trend lines or bigger time frames. There's no denying that we lost this area. There's no denying that we made a lower low or a lower high and a lower low. That's what's a little bit concerning here. And I'm trying to figure it out. I'm trying to see if there's any signs here. And there's a few little ideas that are coming up, but it's basically... Did you do it there? Okay. So, no, do you think we will hit 100,000 this weekend? I mean, it could happen. I mean, we can go ahead and just rip it off and get that out of the way, knock out that $100,000 area. I think if they're going to try it, they'll probably try it on the weekend. So we just came out of a holiday weekend. The markets didn't get going until Tuesday. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, today being Friday, last day of the market here. They're going to close up. CME futures are going to close about 5 p.m. and wherever price is, they're going to mark it, and they're going to be looking for any gaps between Friday close and Sunday open at 5 p.m. We lost the 618 there. Just makes me think that 103 and 101,988 are just dying to be tested there. This is a local fib pool. It'd be nice if we could recover this area. That's a hope and a dream right now. You got any signs that you want to do that? You got any bullish divergence going on? There's a little bit. There's a little bit of bullish divergence. I just don't see that we knocked out a support area or found support area. And to me, this is possibly just part of a bigger move. Now I've been crying and calling out ever since we were at our top about Bitcoin flipping bearish on the daily MACD, and she got iffy on us, and it was getting crazy. But she flipped bearish, and then she flipped bullish, and then she flipped bearish again. She's getting kind of weird, but I was like, I'm not liking this. I'm not liking it. I'm not liking it. I'm not liking it. And I acted a little bit on it, but then I also acted a little bit on the bullish stuff. And now we're just trying to figure it out. My main play is that I've got my play. If we go down to 100 or even lower, I'm ready for it, but not as ready as I was just like last week, but still good. I want to be able to use my margin when we get down there and utilize that effectively. And I got to make sure that it's available for me. And the quantities that I want. I mean, kind of dipping into those. Not a good thing. Or it could, I could regret it later. All right, so Bitcoin. Just trying to find a freaking area of support. Let me come over here. Then we're going to take a look at XRP, see what's going on. Right, let's get lost over here. Not trying to make this string last too long. 14 people hanging out. I appreciate it. We'll come back to the chat in just a moment. That was the old trend line. You lost it. All right, so we're going to do our little tricky trick here. And we're going to hope that this little guy holds. And what else are we going to do? Got that thick green Ichimoku cloud. I don't ever like seeing price get next to them, or especially into them. We're just coming into the 0.5 Fibonacci. With the 0618er right down here. Our deeper retracement areas would be down here. We don't want to see that right now. I don't want to see that right now. I'm not going to take that as I'm not going to take that as the extremely bullish sign. To see that at this point in the game. Especially on a daily time frame. or you know, a bigger pull. So I really don't want to see this area. That's about 180 to 170. I don't want to see us going down there. I don't think that would make me think that we're getting ready to go for a lower low. Instead of doing that for XRP, I'll tell you what I'm going to do.
It's a hot one, like pesos climbing on a quick burn.
All right, I'm going to make this line orange here for XRP. So I'm going from the very bottom here to the one little wick that we have there. And that opens up the possibility, if we can still respect this very weak line, could be, you know, that one little extreme there. That's around $202 and 618 Fibonacci here. That could be happening. I don't want it to any more than you guys do. Or we're on the daily. You know, there's a possibility today was just the scare out day, and maybe we just kind of hang sideways and slowly start to recover over the weekend. We don't know. It doesn't mean that they're going to keep on dumping us over the weekend. It could just be for today. What happened? Let's see now. On the 9th, they took us and started pumping us on a Friday, and they just kept that up. And then here we were last weekend on Friday, a dump day, and well, it's just been on a downward trend since last Friday for a whole week. Been trending down. Okay, I see why people have been asking more about this. I've got to play on it, but I've got it. It's just kind of there. To me, it's just not been moving that much between $2.60 and $2 to where it's at now. So the question is, I mean, what's going on? Well, this is where it's good to, I mean, we don't want to turn full on bears, but let's look at what happened. You had this nice little falling wedge pattern here, a little local pattern. It's got about a 68% chance to break up. It did. It's also got about a 64% chance to come back and retest its breakout area, which you could say that it's doing right now. That's about 208. We're at 220. We got down to about 213 so far. Might we still be going down? I would say, yeah, as long as we're below a trend line like that, you know, we can stay down here or go further. I don't see any signs of us coming back to reclaim that one, but we still got this dotted line here, which is still that trend line. I talked about that. And maybe we got some hope. I'm not liking the bearish cross that I see of the 100 over that 200. I don't like that. But you could get a pump back to that area when that happens. Notice the 50 bearishly crossed here, and it's falling underneath it. I see more of a possibility for more shakiness than like a total dump so far, but perhaps we need to just zoom out a little bit more. We are on the daily. Momentum wave still looks like she's got some force to come down. Money flow settling out. A lot of these things are bottoming out. The only thing that's not at a juicy low is our stochastic saying, hey man, I'm ready to bottom out. We don't have that sign yet. So we might still have a little bit more to go down is what that's saying. And that would be that $2 area if it'll hold. So, I mean, this is the MACD. That's when she started showing some weakness here on the 3-day. So my point on it, I don't know. I mean, if she's going to come down lower and go back below $2 or something, we hope that it doesn't. She's at a good place. So what we can do is just keep an eye on it this weekend. And of course, this area that we're bouncing off here, you know, that dotted trend line here, we would start losing 212, then I would start being a little bit more concerned. I just, man, I'm just, when are these little suckers going to let up on us? Especially with altcoins. They are being brutal. There's Rashawn. Where's the cowbell? Tommy T. Later's asked, where's the cowbell? Cowbell's right here. Probably need a little cowbell. Sir J. James. Sir J. James says, does the XRP Bitcoin chart have a more compelling story? It's a good question. Let's zoom out. Not yet. Well, I mean, does it tell, what does it give different insight on the story? I think it gives you different insight. Let's see what. Now, I like this idea. And I'm going from candle bodies to candle bodies as best as I can. On the weekly? If this idea be true, that we were in some kind of makeshift channel. Oh, that looks nice. That is nice. Look at that. All right, so let's look at it this way. There was a fake out, nice big pop, came back, retested bottom of the channel, a few little things where we get a little out of a bit. Kind of still in a bigger channel. I mean, the extent of the channel, honestly. So there's an idea that we could be retesting this guy. Definite idea that might hold. All right, I didn't put the 618 on there. It'd be somewhere around through here. So what can happen, what we'd like to see happen, is that we could find support here at the 0.5 Fibonacci and then recover. That would be great. But it's this trend line, the only thing that I see that might be giving that to us. So that's the idea. Let's come down to the smaller time frames and see how she's responding to that. Are you catching anything here? The 4 hours says, well, I mean, she's trying to, but basically no is what I'm getting here with some of this. There's some bearish divergence trying to happen here. Let's zoom out. Let's go. We were on the weekly. Let's go to the daily. What I like about the daily on this particular chart is that moving average has got a lot of spunk behind it. It's shooting straight up. All of them were. This is still some of the energy we have from the spike up. What I don't like about it is that price action started losing that, and then all these other moving averages are starting to lose that too. Are they going to play with us on XRP? Man, oh man. So this is a great area to catch and bounce. I'm just not seeing any signs of it, except here on the smaller time frames. Like the 15-minute looks like, well, we got something, we caught something, and she's trying to do something. And maybe this is how it first starts. You know, we can start seeing if it does get up here and makes a higher high, then this has got a sign of catching, at least temporarily. That's what we got to look for it against Bitcoin. So we need to see it get up here and go higher And then we can say, oh man, whoo, saved by the grace of God. The 0.5 Fibonacci and the roundingness are catching and saving us from going down lower. We hope that that's happening. I just gotta say, I'm gonna put the point. I'm gonna put the other. I'm gonna put the 0618 out here. I'm not got the confidence yet that that's gonna hold. I just don't. And you know, this kind of sucks. Here we are. We were looking at Bitcoin dominance. Now that one kind of helps us out too. All this can change if Bitcoin dominance gets rejected here. But this is what she goes. She's really, really strong, right? We got rejected here, and I was saying it looked like she could just come on up and maybe make a higher high, and that's going to suck for altcoins. And it started happening a little sooner than I thought. But we also got the opposite being true. If she gets rejected here again and starts coming down, well, then that can help our altcoins out. But overall, I still think Bitcoin dominance looks bullish. If we can get rejected here and make a lower low, then we've kind of established that we got a trend, a bearish trend for Bitcoin dominance. And then maybe we can get more excited about our altcoins for a short season. But right now, man, she's flirting with trying to go up. And if that happens, especially this weekend, it's going to hurt. So I want to come here and look at the daily. Do we have any hope? And I'm going to say, yeah, we do on the daily, but man, she's fighting tooth and nail. So the 9 moving average, if it can cross negatively over this 50, say by tonight, tomorrow, something like that, tomorrow's candle, I think that might be what we're looking for. That would make me think that maybe coming into Sunday, altcoins will start looking better. But we need this to come down. But even when it came down, altcoins didn't, they weren't making all the gains that I would like to have seen when we were in that drop. They gave it all back on this, just going halfway back to where we were before. We've already, we were like, oh man, how are we down at these lows again? That sucks. So we got that on the daily, but if you're looking at the smaller time frames, the 4 hour, it looked like she want to try to do something. She don't need to go any higher. You need to get rejected. You don't need to get past that at all. Let that be your high. That's 786. Let that be your rejection point, baby. You don't need to get up. Oh, man. The thing going in our favor is 100 is below the 200, and that can sandbag us from getting up too much. But we already made a higher high. We just happen to make a lower low. So that's another idea that kind of makes us think that maybe we're trying to roll over. But you need to be working on it soon, Bitcoin dominance. And all this is kind of crazy. I mean, Bitcoin goes up, you expect Bitcoin dominance to go up with it. We get Bitcoin to go sideways, then we got a chance for altcoins to happen as Bitcoin dominance goes down. But pretty much as Bitcoin dominance is rising, then altcoins hurt. It just does. We do not want to see this continue to go up. They either hurt or they just kind of underperform. There's only two situations, when Bitcoin is going up and dominance is coming down, or Bitcoin is kind of going sideways and Bitcoin dominance is going down, that we see where it really helps the altcoins. And we just not been able to get that magical formula to happen just yet. Sad to say. So here's Litecoin also dropping back to $88. It was up to 107 and now it's not. And this is what our altcoins are looking like. We got a complete ribbon flip now since that 100 crossed negatively over the 200. That was a good sign, a warning sign right there. It's a bearish cross, but 2 out of 3 times price does rise into that bearish cross, but they all flipped. That was a warning sign right there when they all flipped under the 200. But I guess it looked like, they're going to try to recover. I mean, we're looking at this and like, okay, we're trying to recover. That was bad. So we got Litecoin doing this little thing, going on vacay. Hoping 85 will hold at that 0.5. But let's put the 618 over here. 79 could be a possibility on a deeper retracement. Hope we don't see that. There's a little bit of hope still left there, but man. I mean, it puts us in danger, though. It puts us in danger of possibly coming down to a $72 Litecoin. So if we start getting bearish, we're going to be looking at these lower fibs, 786s, 886s, possibly in the negatives down through here, and that's not where we want to be at this point in the game with our altcoins or anything, in my personal opinion. And it doesn't make it any easier. Yeah, we can keep those. It might be different now. That's from you. We'll hold that. So last time we were kind of doing something like that, we got into the cloud and we kind of came down, touched a few moving averages, and we started bouncing out of it, bouncing out of that green cloud. We don't have any moving averages down here to talk to. Other than these bigger guys, that's what we need. The bigger guys are going to give us the peace of mind. Bigger guys are going to give us the peace of mind here. All right, so now I like this. I had to turn these on. This helps me out. These help me out so much. 800, 300 above it. We're testing the 360. I mean, we can come down here. Don't get me wrong. We can test at the 79, but at least these areas are down here for some support too. Mostly, they're in a decent formation. 360 above the 800. That's the main one. I mean, I know the 600 blows the 800, but that's not a deal breaker. But it does gotta say that we might drop down below the 800. So I hope that doesn't happen. Coming down to the 4 hour. And of course, these moving averages are bearish again. 800, 600, 360. They're trying to flip, and that's what I've been saying on the 4 hour. I've been saying to watch altcoins and everything on the 4 hour because the ribbon is trying to flip, but man, it is shaky, and it's gotten a little bit more shakier than what I anticipated. You always see the possibilities, but you don't think everything's going to go crazy. I mean, I would hate for us to have to really go through here before to flip the band. The other moving averages, 9, 150, they're all crossing the bigger ones, or trying to. That's what we want to see on the bigger scale of things. So when we zoom out, and don't freak out, I mean, altcoins, they're trying to move around, but man, this weekend's going to be a hard one. Thank you, Sir James. Appreciate that. Nikki9, how's it going? Glad to have you here. Bullish on parade. World Straight is win, guys, in a peppy and Moonpig long. Oh my God. I mean, he's not bummed out at all because he lost out on an $82 million profit. That scammer win really making all CT dance to his tune. Crypto Twitter dance to his tune. I had Moonpig up. It was dumping. No, it was Pig. Oh, this is different. This is Pig Whiff. Moon Pig. I actually got some Moon Pig. I think I'm down. Well, I took some profits. I have to check on that. I remember getting into it somewhere over here in this channel. I know. And Moon Pig, it actually went to like 12, 13 cents or 12 cent area. From 3 cents, it did good. It did good. So he went long on Moon Pig, probably here. He couldn't have put too much into it though, because it's only got a $30 million market cap. Seems like it was really cheap market cap, like 6 or 8 million or something. When I said I'm going to try that, and it was one of you guys that mentioned Moon Pig. So he's in Moon Pig and then Peppy, right? Well, it's at the target we were looking at. She did below. See if that will hold. Maybe we can get back up and get some gains on Moon Pig. What was the other one, Peppy? Peppy been dropping. If it dropped down to here to this area, it'd be a 24% drop. I hope it doesn't do it. Well, that didn't happen. Oh, you need to. Oh, actually, that was right. It needs to be red, doesn't it? So we're looking at the possibilities. If she went up 29%, 39% gains, if she went down 24% gains there. Ooh, I would hate to see. I can just take these guys off of here. Oh, my Peppy trade's up. Snap. Where are you? Are we not? We're not connected? Well, crap. I'm going to close my Peppy trade. Am I? You're not hooked up. Trying to get my paper trading account. Oh well, that's all right. My Peppy trade seems to be up, and so I want to take advantage of that. All right, so here on the 4 hour, we got the ribbon flipping it, in my personal opinion. Now, this one's better than all the other ones that we've looked at so far on the 4 hour, I got to say. You see the 360 crossed over the 800? That's a flipping in. It is actually flipping in. So Peppy may be coming down a little bit. She hasn't quite made a lower low just yet, and I'm curious if maybe she will bounce off that 200 moving average. So Peppy actually looks a little bit more promising, actually, honestly. Let's see if we can. Ooh, nice! You had a 382 from all the way down at the juicy bottom. That would make a great place to pop. And then our 0.5 is down here also at our 382 or 236 fib. When we take our bigger fibs, this is the discount zone, the sweet spot. I could see us retesting the bottom of it. I'm just gonna be honest with you with that happening. It may do that this weekend. Maybe they go bearish on Peppy, but either way, if we do catch and bounce here, that's good. I mean, you can make some really good gains off of that one. Coming down here, it's still a good place to bounce. Just a deeper retracement. Wow, can you go back down there? That's cheap, Peppy. 0.0001 area. If we lose this area, I'd be looking for that, but it looks like this one's trying to hold. Even here on the 1 hour, that's looking pretty impressive. It's hard for me to think. It's hard for me to see, looking at how it's trying to respect this, that we could see that anytime soon, unless they just come up bearish retest and then drop us down. And we get some more crosses negatively of the moving, the EMAs. That could happen. So I would be cautious about something like that, and that does do a possible head and shoulder. But the way that the bigger time frames are, I'm not sure that's going to hold. They look bullish. Maybe looking interesting. Haven says he just got a crow ad coming in. Brave Smith says, I have a buy for Cookie at 20 cents. I would say that area will probably get hit. Cookie on the 4 hour. I mean, the bigger moving averages still look good. It's just the 1 hour. Let's go to the 4 hour. So some of these altcoins make me think that, they're just honestly playing with us this weekend, but I don't. The more they drive them down, it does kind of weaken those ideas, though. It's like if they kept their strength and kept going, man, these ribbons would be flipping. There's a possibility we might see somewhere around 18 cents. I hope not. It doesn't have to. I'm just throwing in some more bearish scenarios just in case the dumping continues on into Saturday and Saturday night, because they like to do that stuff, right? And then come Sunday, it's like, oh, my bad. Or sometimes they may just dump right on into Sunday night, and you're like, I give up. I don't know. I mean, if it's going to be like this next week, Monday's coming, and they're going to dump us further because the big guys are going to want to, you get all these things going on in your head. And Sunday night can play with your head, might make you make some dumb decisions. I made some dumb decisions before on Sunday nights when things were going crazy. It's happened to me. I'll say it. So you don't want to get into that. Or get too stupid. This is where the bigger time frames kind of help us out a little bit. You got some hope with the green money flow, but this is a concern. This is Cookie on the daily. How the... You can kind of see that this is frustrating for me, right? This is frustrating to interpret these charts because it is such a mix mash right now. This is our others chart. This is Are they going to get freaking nasty on us? Now, I'm sitting here looking at this, that we come down, we test this area, and that we're probably good. And maybe it goes down a little bit lower than what we want. Maybe it comes all the way back down here. If that continues down for some reason, oh man, that would suck ass. Can that happen? I mean, anything can happen, but... Are we getting too... That's freaking crazy, man. Okay. All right, so I'm going to be tracking this IOD. We need to see others here on the daily or any time frame. We got to just go. Oh crap! It's only on the daily. This only works on the daily. Shoot. I gotta finagle my lines here so they don't show up over here and don't freak me out. So what I'm doing is I'm clicking out the visibility. If you guys aren't familiar with this, I rarely ever have to do anything like this. And that's so that these lines won't show up on other time frames and throw me off. This way I go to the 4 hour and boom, it's not there. It's not going to mess me up or anything. Okay, so the idea is that we're at a 618 here on the daily, really close to it. So let's go down to the 4 hour, and we just saw it, but we should be at a bottoming out area down here. So we are down at 24% on RSI. We are getting into this buy territory. So seeing what I see on the daily for altcoins, another little push down. And it's going to happen this weekend. I am pretty gosh darn sure. What do we got over here, though? Oh, we're at it. I seriously doubt that we get down to 17%, but we've been down here before. My concern is that I'm just wondering how ugly they're going to get with altcoins this weekend. I think we can bounce back by next week on there, but can we survive the weekend with altcoins? Because I think they're going to try to flush us out. It just looks like it's going to be a nasty freaking weekend. So, and I guess I got to do these things too, right? Let me flip these guys off. This is on hours. Ranges, what's that? Now, when I go to another time frame, it's going to throw me off a little bit. It's going to look a little different. They don't really apply over there, just applies on the 4 hour. Right? I think that one should apply on any time frame. So we're in some areas now in the 4 hour. What I'd like to see it do is start getting some red painting in here. We start getting a bounce, and I think, are we starting to get some red? You can't, yeah, you can start seeing it. We're starting to get the red there. Okay. So another thing that we can do is also look at our stochastics. Our stochastics are buried. Now, this is a good little strategy. When your stochastics are buried at the bottom, they're like at 0 now. And we get to where our RSI, what happened to you? Was this you? No, that's MACD. I shrunk it down. What happened here? Why is volume so freaking... Oh, indicator. And then our RSI. When both of those bottom out and then they start going the other way, That's important because you need to see the tick up. When both of those are down at the very bottoms there, that is usually one of your best buys, to be honest with you, on whatever time frame. When the stochastics and the RSI are both buried at the bottom, and then when you start seeing them flip up from the bottoms after they confirm their bottom area, and we should be approaching it, and then that's usually a good spot. Now, I'm not telling you to go out and buy altcoins. I'm just saying we could be seeing a final bounce here off altcoins. That's what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping that, because the other situation is they're going to run us through the mill if we don't get that bounce soon. So hopefully, okay, so I'm watching for maybe tonight things to try to ease up. Let's see if we can catch a break here. We should be approaching areas that maybe we could start catching a break. Or it's going to get scary. It's going to get real scary if we don't. And are you ready for the scariness if we don't? We don't catch a break. I gotta say, man, this sucks for altcoins today. Look at this on the daily. I mean, we've had these ones like yesterday. We were coming down 5-something%, but it starts adding up. It starts hurting. It starts not being fun. It sucks when you look at you, Sweet. How you doing today? We're at 360 now. We're not. Caspa down to 9 cents. That's not bad for Caspa. Pith, this one sucks. I don't like it. I'm sorry. I just don't like Pith. It's got 2 dang many coins. That's good. Look, that's bullish. For the bigger moving averages, I mean, they hadn't flipped bearish. I mean, that's still good that we can come back up here around 14 cents, I think. Other moving averages are starting to flip down. They're not playing fair, but let's come to the daily. What do you look like on Pith? Chop, chop, chop. You were starting to look hopeful. You're really starting to look hopeful, Pith. It started to look like you're trying to do something. You got to 20 cents. Look how much, how crappy this thing is. At 21 cents up here. It's down 45%. $100 if you're buying this flag to the upside. I want to throw $100 in. Well, now you're down to like maybe $50 or $60. And all you'll get from the flag chasers that are throwing up the flag things is market showed us no love. And I'm just saying the flag was at resistance here. It was at resistance, both areas of resistance. I'm just saying. I mean, I'd be hopeful, but to make a bold call, and I just gotta say that's just kind of what. And here on the 4 hour, excuse me, you had your bigger moving averages swooping down, kind of suggesting, man, flags are kind of I mean, you can try it, but but that's not what you're told by the flag people. They're just saying, hey, flag it out. I could see this one doing so and so. Bye bye. This is your TA for the day. What? Well, let's flag it out. Put it here. Wait for the 21. Then we could be looking at. Okay, I'm going to buy it. Yes, because I think we're going to do it. I didn't say wait till we break out here. Wait till get a bit above the level. Confirm. It's just like, nope. This is what we got. Next. Those kind of ideas, however they're presented, I don't like them when they're presented that way because I think it entices people to jump in. Kind of forget that when you're new, how easy it is to look at somebody on YouTube and saying, well, they seem to know and they get things right a lot. Maybe, okay. And then resistance is a bitch. You got to always check for that resistance. That's what's being missed in those situations. They're not seeing the resistance areas up there. And then all you get when you come back to them is, well, to the flag, but it developed the shoulder, head and shoulder to the downside. That's why. Oh, my fault. I wasn't looking for that then, I guess, right? Or my favorite, they do both of them. How many times have you ever seen this? But I mean, I just don't see how these ideas help. You'll see. I mean, here we just, well, you showed us. You know, in retrospect, you'd be coming. You sometimes see them come back. Look, it's a shoulder hit, shoulder to the downside. You should be able to see that. But they're also saying, look, it's a shoulder, a hit, and a shoulder to the upside. This one's gonna go fire. Those are the things I have problems with, people. Those are the things I have problems with. That and just the brazen smugness, that confidence is conveyed that who you gonna trust? someone has done this, proven themselves. I mean, you get that. And for the new people, man, that jump into something like that and then go through this, I'm just giving out some situations. I think we should always. I don't know what I'm trying to say, ladies and gentlemen. We're coming back down. Pith is sucking like a, I don't know. It's sucking bad. It's a bad suck job out of Pith right now. And all I can do is try to figure out, well, have you bottomed? Are you at an area to bottom? Because that was good. We were looking at this area before down here, this 272. And we want her to hold. Let me make sure I didn't miss anything over here. That was a nice rounded bottom. Got up to 53 cents. Remember Pith? I can't believe she was at $1.16. Imagine saying, oh man, buy me some Pith because BitBoy said it's going to the moon. It's down 90%. You'd be pissed if you put $1,000 in Pith and having it only worth $100. I'd be pissed as hell. But it's crazy because back here, I mean, I'm sure we can rewind and find BitBoy just praising the hell out of Pith and Ondo and everything. And maybe that's good, but they never tell you to come in. Make sure you take profit. Did you guys take profits on Pith? Hey man, we did really good on Pith. I just want to tell you. Now you should be out of Pith before it starts going. You don't get that. You don't get that from some of these guys. You don't get that. You probably don't even get that from me. Because I mean, we do forget all. But I mean, if that's the main coin you're pushing, though, I just think you have that responsibility to kind of back up on it. I'm not really pushing a coin though. I don't know. I just think back and remember the things that were going on at these points in the market when everything's going on, and then I'm looking at this coin, just give it up, and it's that part of me that's like, oh, you know, I'm not surprised. I'm just not freaking surprised that a coin that gets hyped so much would fall so much. Because this is supposed to be like the chain link of Solana, that kind of idea was what it came out with, right? So Pith, she best not go any lower and make any new lows because that would suck. Oh, I was trying to check something out. I forgot what I was doing. My bad. Probably even there's probably very few people in the chat that really give a crap about Pith. 382 lost it. Man, that sucks. You could come lower. Phew. I hope you don't. I hope you don't do this one. Now, I'm not trying to sound scary AF on this, but the fact that we didn't get above our 236 does put us in danger of 2 cent Pith. I don't think it'll do it. I hope to God it doesn't. But it does put that one on. So we got to be real about it. And I've also got to put 8 cent Pith on here now. Pyth Pith. That would be a pithy thing. And if we can't hold these levels, if something doesn't start happening good out of Pith, you might see that. the good things I see is that the 9 has crossed the 21, and maybe it'll hold and we can come back over there. But losing, this, even as that early trend line that we're getting out of this one, that just sucks. That sucks. That just sucks no matter how you look at it. Very disappointed with this coin. Haven says, I'm buying bread, not cookie. I'm driving cookie right now. By the way, look at my crow go. Is crow moving? I'd like to see something move today. That would be awesome. Oh, you are. Look at you. See, that's something we need. We need to see. I need to see some things that are popping. Are we starting to turn around a little bit? That's good. Did Total 3 decide to do something positive? Did she catch a break? She catching on that one? Nice. Let's hope that sticks. Let's hope that 4-hour bounce off of this sticks. The 200's crossing bullishly over it, and 100's bullishly over it. Well, let's hope that this was the brunt of it. But I don't trust it. I really don't trust it. So we made a lower high. This is over just Total 3. We'll get back to Crow. And a lower low. And we should be coming back. We'll hope that we come back up a little bit. Now, that might be before we come back down. I don't know yet. It's not looking, bigger time frames weekly is giving us some good things, but it takes a little while. But this might happen in the meantime. So this might be a situation that might help some of you out. So when we get scary, we have big drops, and that's when your lizard mind, your lizard brain will tell you, you better sell and get out. You better sell and save what you got, because you hear that. Protect that capital. That's when these thoughts start coming in, and those are good thoughts. Those are good statements. But these are the ones that hit you when things are at the bottom and will entice you to get scared and sell the bottom. And then most of the time, if you're a little patient, if we're at support levels and they start holding, there's some signs, we can get a nice way down, but then we get a bounce back up before we roll over, if we're going to roll over, which I'm seeing signs we could. Then you can de-risk when we come back up. That's what we got to keep in mind, if that's what you're looking at doing on some of these altcoins or any positions that you're in. If you're scared that they're going to keep dropping, which some of them look like they could, when we come back up, which hopefully will happen sometime over these next few days, maybe Sunday, maybe next week, I don't know, that might be the opportunity to do something like that. What I'd like to see is it just be a big old fake out and we just recover and start going to the upside. But Total 2's got or Bitcoin dominance has got to start cooperating with us. So Crow, that's good. That's good. Look at you go, Crow. This is a 4-hour chart. That's pretty dang impressive. So 4-hour chart, same thing we've been seeing with other coins. So maybe you can give us some hope. If it sticks, let's hope it sticks. These bigger moving averages, and then we're trying to cross them over, right? That's what we've been seeing on all these coins, most of these coins on the 4 hour. Some ahead of others, some of them not quite there yet. But this gives me hope. She came down, she the higher low, higher high, lower low, higher high than this one. That's a sign of them playing with us, okay? That's a sign of them playing with us. They're flushing out. They're trying to get everybody that puts stop losses in or has liquidations, most of the times it's stop losses, I believe, below these points. They came and got it, right? And if there's anybody trying to short this, then, we can get a little squeeze, and that might give us to our higher high over here. That would be nice. So here's on Crow, if we can get up above here, was that 10.5 cents? She keeps going up that little bit. That would be cool. That would give me hope for some of the other coins too, because look, you got a trend line, man. Put stop loss below trend line, man. Let's go. Yeah, they came and got your stop loss. They came and talked to the devil down here. If you saw it on the 4 hour, that's Miss Lucy right there. That's our little devil girl. They came talk to the devil. You think the devil ain't in price action? The devil in price action. This is actually looking good. Let's zoom out on the daily. Make sure that we're in. Got some good things going on. 200 moving averages up there. That's where we need to head to. Bigger moving averages are stacked in bullish order, so that gives me the hope that we can start moving back up here. Working on that higher high for Crow. That's back at around 12 cents there. I find this interesting. I find it interesting when we get this slanted move, and then we get this little cowboy hat, and then we start getting this other slanted brim. I find those interesting. So it kind of puts these 18-cent areas on target from what I've seen with, you know, this kind of shape. I find it usually these do pretty good. But I call them the Dirty Sanchez sometimes, and sometimes they can poop on you. So Crow is actually one of the more promising ones that I've looked at today. So thank you, Haven, for that. That's kind of helping me feel a little bit better about some of these coins over here. Let's see if we can find another one that might be popping off and giving us a nice move today. Not much, except for Hyperliquid. Poor old Near's down below $3 again. Yeah, Crow is doing good. Hex, go figure, Hex. You still ain't 3 cents yet. Or 30 cents. Still down. Is that live here? Really? Holy crap shoot. Somebody got some live here that probably needs some profit taken. When was this? This was December. This was January. This was... I think I missed most of it. Live here, baby. Look at you go. That's curiously promising. How's the volume look like? Lots of volume coming in. This was our December. Oh, somebody got a... Hell yeah, baby. Daddy gonna be setting some targets here. I gotta do this real quick. I've got some live here over here. I need to... Can't let this opportunity pass me up. You were live here, weren't you? Oh man, are you on a different exchange? That sucks ass. You think you got a bag of something and it's not where you thought it was, and it's probably not going to be as big as I thought it was either. I'm still taking profits right now because we're at $11 for live here, which was hanging around for the longest time around $3 to $6. Maybe later. Just looking for that live pair. There you are.
Traders don't sleep, they chase the sun. With each tick, their hearts are one. Candlesticks and rhythm play.
Let's make sure that we got... All right. We're gonna sell a little bit of lob here. And I sold into Bitcoin. Hard to get some of that Bitcoin. I did that on crypto.com. Looks like we're coming down a little bit. Sweet. Good old live here, doing something today. Haven says, my pith is staked, but I can't get to it because I accidentally once logged in with with the USA VPN and it marked my wallet. Thanks, Biden. Doesn't that suck? Yeah, that's the crap we got to deal with, that choke point 2.0 crap. BSV going to surprise everybody. 1 million transactions per second. Bitcoin Satoshi Vision? Well, you're one of the first people I've heard that's been kind of bullish on Bitcoin Satoshi Vision. Look at the perps over here. What's it running at? 40? It did move though. I gotta say, I was surprised it got up there to $125. I don't personally believe in this one, but I've seen it move and people that do. From where she is now, yeah, you can double up your money. You can 2 or 3x on this one, or maybe even more if it gets up higher. But just not one that I've played. Is there any bad news going on with this one? Bad crossings or anything? I don't have the complete chart. It's trying to cross its ribbons too, but it's having problems. It broke a trend line. And I guess we'll draw you here. Satoshi Vision, where might you be coming down to? Oh, you're at the 618. All right, and hope that $32, $32.46. Hope that holds. Possible come down to right at 29 though. Depending on, you know, how bearish we get. Bitcoin comes down. Bitcoin keeps coming down this weekend, or if it comes down to retest 100,000, or even worse, below 100,000. If Bitcoin goes below $100,000, I just want you to know right now, your altcoins are probably going to be freaking rocked, and you're going to be wondering, why the hell am I in altcoins? So we got to be cautious of that. Right now, Bitcoin, she's finding some support here. Not even come down to my little level there. Where am I at? 6-minute time frame. 36 minute looks hopeful. 36 minutes looks hopeful that we can get back to 108. 1 hour looks hopeful that we could get back to 108 too. Then we might have just bounced off Lucy. All right, so what I'm looking for out of Bitcoin is, you know, either we might be coming back up to come back down, and so I'm looking at 106 and 108 area. Mostly this guy right here, that 360. Let's see how we react there. That's about 107. So I don't know. They're going to let up off of us on Friday. The market's going to close here in for the futures. They will be closing here in a couple of hours, and then we got to mark what that price is. So let's say that we hang around 104.8, closing at 104.8. If they run us down this weekend, that will create a gap. If they run us up, that could create a gap, and we could come back and revisit these prices. Just got to be a reminder that we have broken our trend line for Bitcoin. We're below the 9 moving average on the daily. No bueno. It's not the greatest thing, but this 103 area offers our first hint of support that we have not tapped yet on the daily, and so we might be making our way down there, or possibly even a little bit lower over the weekend. If we do, altcoins are going to suffer, and it no be fun. But there are signs that the altcoins can recover a little bit, but we gotta be cautious, man. It really all depends on Bitcoin and what Bitcoin do at this point in the game, man. Guys, I'm gonna log off and let me make sure I didn't miss any more requests over here. True Bitcoin, longest chain. Turkey's getting cooked right now. But I just want to kind of give my feelings on the market, and just the sign of, you know, the air of caution for this weekend on the altcoins, because it just feels like they're trying to flush us out and get us all scared, and it's working. I'm saying it's working. I'm looking at you sideways, backwards, and everything. But this is all part of normal price action that we were talking about. retesting of this inverted head and shoulder breakout area. You know, we could follow another a little bit more this weekend. Okay, it could happen. It could be happening. It might get scary. It might get scary. But we should see respect some prices there. I know a lot of people. Oh, listen, M top. We're coming down. We're coming down to 700. I hope not. I hope not. I hope that not be true. The daily and the 4 hour, I think, are our best options to kind of gauge this, as well as a few indices here. But they playing with us pretty strong today on altcoins, definitely. So be cautious, safeguard. I'm sure if you're trying to short the market, you might find some interesting plays here this weekend. Maybe we'll look at that stuff tonight. But I'll be back again tonight, 10:30. We'll focus mostly on altcoins after we get, you know, our Bitcoin fiasco out of the way. And you know, bring your list of altcoins. I'll see what I find that's interesting. Anything that looks like it. You know, there's some out here doing good, like Crow and Live here, surprisingly, and we'll see them pop off like popcorn probably. But try to catch some of those, take profits when we can. Try to see if we can find good entries for longs or shorts, and play this market as best as we can. Or maybe just sit out this weekend. I may largely sit out this weekend. All right, guys. See you tonight. Be careful.
Oh, I sent my stack astray. Oh, wrong hash one day.
The reason Crow is pumping, a company just created an electronic traded fund for State Crow. Huh.
Baby, please don't hold your tears. Baby, please don't stack my fears. Crypto way.
All right, see you guys later.